So, Steve Asheim here with me. How's it going these days? You got a good product coming out in a few days.
Yeah, that's right. New record's coming out soon, and pretty psyched about it. You know, we're gearing up for the tour. Also, that's that's Tuesday. We're leaving. That starts, and the record comes out same day as the tour. I don't think we've ever had any kind of coordination like that before. So. Yeah, it's all going pretty good, man. We've got a bunch of new songs ready for the set, so yeah, man, it's going good.
So, Steve, let's say with the whole discography of Deicide, where do you go into finding the proper set every tour you guys doing?
Well, we just try to pick the best songs from the records that people like the most, obviously. Like to give people plenty of old stuff because everyone likes old stuff. You know how that goes. And try and pick the strongest of the new songs and kind of like pick the set where we hit them pretty hard with a lot of the favorites. And then we'll kind of take you back in time with the songs and we'll kind of end the set with old stuff. It keeps everyone kind of interested. Sets, some people have a lot of filler songs. We had a lot of filler songs in our own set, but it's like we have enough songs now where they're pretty much all just of our best stuff, and there's plenty of them. 18 songs, and they're barely going to get a rest from all the, lots of fan favorites in there from over the years.
No ballads included.
Yeah, that's right.
Throughout Deicide's history, the fans have remained loyal, and to this day, the album should sell quite good, you'd imagine.
Well, I hope so. I mean, official album sales these days are in the toilet for everyone. I mean, you see how bands sell less, but they chart higher.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the point is that it's going to reach plenty of fans. A friend of mine, in fact, is like a big illegal downloading guy. Like, he does it all the time to everyone. I'm always on his case about it. I was fucking stealing everyone, but... Anyway, but he's saying how, the Deicide is up all over the steel sites. And, and whether we're getting money for it or not, lots of people are getting the record and listening to it. And, that either way translates into fans and hopefully people coming out to the shows, either way we're spreading the word with the new record, and that's a positive thing,
Going to the new album, let's say, how long did you spend in the studio doing the work on this album?
Actual studio time was 6 or 7 weeks, something like that. It was kind of spread out over since '08, though. We would do a couple weeks here, take a bunch of time off, do a few more weeks. But, the time was necessary to kind of, you couldn't rush the record, You know what I mean? Sometimes people need time to do stuff. And, we would have been putting out a record a little bit too soon anyway had we rushed the record. That was one thing. We kind of rushed till death was part a little bit. We didn't want to rush another record. Make sure it was everything was right, everyone was happy with it and stuff. And but I mean the time in the studio itself was, average. I guess it was longer than the average Deicide run. We can usually do a record in 20 days or 25 days. And this was, 6 weeks, 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks worth of time. Hell, there was 10 days of just mixing going on. But like I say, that time invested in the record made it what it is. That's what it takes.
Another thing too that we're noticing is Deicide is getting faster and faster each album.
Yeah, well, I think I've been working on my playing. Obviously, I don't take much time off, and just progressing over time. It's natural the chops get a little faster, and if I can incorporate that into the songs. And our songs will evolve. It's like we kind of, I get to every record, I get to track my progress and speed and drumming and whatnot because I always try and push myself to my capabilities of the time every time I do a record. So you can kind of track I can track my own kind of progress over the years. And Till Death Do Us Part was a pretty fast record. And this one, no exception. Lots of super fast doubles and stuff on it, and just songs themselves are kind of just aggressive as hell, very fast. So, yeah.
Let's go back, 1992 with your biggest selling album, Legion. Like a song like Satan Spawned the Keiko Demon, that is fast. How, like compared to today, would you rate your playing at that time, which was fantastic?
The playing then was good, and I listened back. It was a little sloppier then. I think my playing is a little more precise nowadays, and the technique is a little more solid than I used to be, I think. But those songs were definitely, and back then I was definitely pushing my limits and my capabilities then. But like I say, some of those songs, it's like they're easy to pull off now, and a lot easier, and they sound better. It's like they sound tighter than they did on the record when we play them now. It's just, and that's just the result of playing them for 20 years. I mean, they're bound to get a little tighter.
Drum instructional tape, is there ever going to be one with you featured?
No, not really. I wouldn't think so. I did a drum clinic thing with a couple other guys a month ago or so, with Gus from Malevolent, Sean Reinhart and stuff, and they were gonna, they filmed that, and I don't know if that's ever gonna come out on DVD, but I wouldn't quite call it an instructional tape. But there's a little chatting and some close-ups on techniques, and people might be able to get a tip or two from that if they were looking for something like that. But I've never been approached for a video. I'm not going to go out of my way to try and make one. It's like there's a lot better drummers than me out there doing tapes. People are going to learn plenty from. You know what I mean?
Deicide's a major machine.
Well, sure. I mean, like I said, that's just one thing. If I get an offer and there's some genuine interest, I would consider it. Obviously, sure.
A few years back, you said to the press that you write the guitar parts. Since the beginning, that would have been?
Yeah, well, I wrote a lot of the songs, obviously, over the years, and wrote a bunch for the new record, too. Wrote 7 songs or something like that. Jack wrote a couple also, and we had some parts left over. We went in on 1 or 2. So it's good to have more of a collaborative effort, it's less work for me. It gives the record more kind of a texture, less one-sided feeling, it's like we have his kind of input there musically. It's really cool, it gives the record a little bit of that character. His songs are kind of old school feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and my writing has been kind of more fast and dissonant recently, so it's a good balance,
Where do you go inside yourself to find these riffs, considering all the classic songs you've ever wrote, and to now,
Yeah, just kind of just play guitar and stuff until I hear something that sounds kind of cool, and once I start playing a riff, I'm kind of hear instantly what the drum should be doing, and kind of know that instinctively. And once I have 1 or 2 good riffs, it's easy to kind of just build on. Then just create a beginning and an end, or something in the middle maybe, and just kind of fills itself out.
Now your Order of Ennead product, your albums, anything going on with that right now at the moment? Yeah, the 2010 release.
Yeah, we just did that release last August or September or something, and we're trying to obviously get some interest sparked in it. It's pretty tough out there for a new band, and there is some interest, but it's hard getting some shows going. It's like there's 1,000 bands out there. All of them need to do shows and stuff. But we just recently did a show opening for Testament a week or 2 ago, after they came off of that cruise, the cruise thing. So that was cool. That was a good show. And we're looking to do another record. Obviously, we owe one to Earache. Hopefully they'll pick up the option, But we got some songs in the works, and yeah, we're always looking to do shows for that, It's a good band. I like it, so definitely like to keep that going.
And now that I think of it, with the CD, you had a DVD for the first release, which showed you playing the drum parts.
Yeah, that's right. There was some decent drum cam footage on that DVD. Yeah, that was cool. We didn't get to do a lot of special features on the second disc, but that first disc was pretty cool. Yeah, there was a good DVD in there. And, yeah, there was almost some instruction. Like I said, a drummer, knowing what to look for, what have you, can pick up some stuff off of there if they're looking for it.
Let's say for Deicide, is there ever going to be a back catalog, like, of live concerts, from the beginning to now, like professionally shot, that we've never seen yet to be released?
I don't know, maybe. It's like we've got, all of us are kind of sitting on a little archive of, I mean, we probably between us have a couple hundred Deicide shows. But they're all bootleg quality, and none of them are all that great. Maybe there's, I don't know, I might come out on a compilation one day of old gigs or something, but I don't know. We'd like to get a professional, another DVD going here, maybe for this record. See how it goes, you know.
Well, Steve, real pleasure talking to you, and look forward to seeing this album, hit the charts.
Hey, well, they say it'll do some charting. Everybody said Best Buy bought some in FYI, so that's enough to get us on there a little bit. We'll see how first week sales go, and hopefully with the tour we can spark some real interest in the record, and say we just want to get it out there, get ourselves out there, and fucking give it to them.
Right on. Well, hopefully get to meet you in the future, do an in-person interview, and we'll talk some more.
Sounds good, man. I appreciate it.
All right. You have a great afternoon.
You too. Thanks.